guys, Jared here, and today I've got just a whole bunch of Dragon Quest news for you. There was a big festival in Japan over the last, this weekend actually, and I wanted to just cover a little bit of what the heck was announced, because a lot of stuff got announced. You're wondering probably what this big gap is here, and that's for basically video and pictures. I wanted to make sure I had enough space, so I left that big gap right here. So, okay, let's start off with the Dragon Quest XI news. So, they announced that Dragon Quest XI has sold 3 million units, and that's pretty significant because the game was actually just put on sale. Well, it just went on sale on July 29th, so that's pretty big. It's been, what, a week? And they said that that does include digital sales, so that's really, really good news for Dragon Quest XI. At this particular point, it's looking like we could see some Dragon Quest VIII, Dragon Quest IX numbers, which is really, really impressive. We're talking like, probably end up somewhere in the 6 to 8 million range, which is really, really good. It's going to slow down, but Dragon Quest typically has long legs, especially in Japan, where, well, naturally, everything we're talking about today is about Japan. So that's really big news. 3 million units sold, that's awesome. So there's that. And I said there was a big festival in Japan. It's actually called the Dragon Quest Summer Festival, and it happens every single year where they just talk all about Dragon Quest. So there's no real order to this. I just wanted to start with the sales because that's awesome. It shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that Dragon Quest 11 sold so well. What is surprising is the fact that, well, it shows that consoles aren't necessarily dead. The split between the 3DS and the PS4 version is almost half and half. It's skewing a little bit more on the 3DS than it is on the PlayStation 4. But the fact that the PS4 version still sold over 1 million units is very impressive. Very, very impressive when you consider the home console platform market right now in Japan. That's big news. Alright, what else we got? Okay, so we have some Dragon Quest X news for you, and I know, unfortunately, this has never been released outside of Japan. Well, that's not technically true. There's a Chinese version, but it was never released in North America or in Europe. And doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon, but hey, who knows? So the big news was that Dragon Quest X version 4, which is roughly translated to 5,000 year journey to a faraway land, or a faraway town, or a faraway hometown. I don't want to give anything away here, but it looks like your character is like 5,000 years old. What? It's the third expansion, if you don't know. Interestingly enough, and I'm going to sort of plug our little Let's Play that Cranberry and I have been doing. Well, no, it's Cranberry, Meme, and Anoa. We actually just finished version 2.0 of Dragon Quest X. That means that on this channel, you have a video that shows you from essentially from the PC beta all the way until the end of version 2, which is the first expansion. So now we're going to be working our way through the second expansion and eventually get up into the fourth expansion and so on and so forth. So we've got all that. What else do we have? Okay, so yeah, version 4 is going to launch on November 16th for the PC. That's the one I'll most likely be picking up. The PlayStation 4, the Switch, and the Wii U. The Wii U is not really a surprise, it's just that for the Wii U, that's probably going to be the last game that gets released on the Wii U. Just like with the Wii in Japan, Dragon Quest X releases all the way up to version 3.0, I believe was most likely the last release on the Wii. Now, there could be another. It's possible that version 5 would hit the Wii U, but I really doubt it. And the fact that the transfer program took the Wii user base and move them over to the Switch user base, I think is kind of telling. You know what I mean? Like, they're sort of just like, okay, we'll probably release, like, we'll support the Wii U one more time, and then I think they're going to do the exact same thing where they'll push the players from the Wii U over to the Switch. And they do it for free of charge, which is really nice. They don't really need to do that, so that's pretty cool. More information is going to be released a little bit later on. We also have some really cool news. To celebrate the 5th anniversary of Dragon Quest X, yes, that's right, 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, 5 bloody years. I started playing with the PC version all the way before it was even released in the beta, and I did that because it was a lot easier than connecting a console through a VPN, and I'm sure Cranberry could help me figure out how exactly to go about doing that if I wanted to switch versions, but with the PC version it's just so easy, and then you just record with Fraps or any other software that you have. So anyways, the big news is that much like what they did with the I think it was 30th anniversary of Dragon Quest I, they held a sort of event, and I have got videos of this, where you could go back to Dragon Quest I's original sort of location and challenge the final boss, which was really, really cool. And now they're doing something like that with Dragon Quest III. I haven't played it yet. It's live right now. I haven't had a chance yet. But Zoma is in it, and Zoma was the main boss for Dragon Quest III. So I thought that was a really, really cool way of celebrating the 5th anniversary. It's very, very cool. All right, what else do we have? I have a whole bunch of papers here to make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, they announced Dragon Quest Builders 2, and that's coming out for the PlayStation 4 and for the Switch. The game's going to feature 3 times more stacking of blocks. Now, apparently, in other words, you can go like 3 times higher than you could before, and things like that. It's going to have slopes, underwater diving. You can create waterfalls and much, much more. And the cool thing with this one is that it actually takes place in the world of Dragon Quest II, which is kind of neat because the original was, well, took place in Dragon Quest I's world. So good chance of that one coming out here. By the way, I didn't mention, but Dragon Quest XI has been confirmed for North American and European release sometime in 2018. Still no word on Dragon Quest X, and I've said this many times over the years. It doesn't look good. That's all I can say about that. It looks like that will most likely be like, what was it, Phantasy Star Online? The one that was in Japan, that stayed in Japan. Obviously, Phantasy Star Online was released on the Dreamcast and other platforms. But I have a feeling it's going to be like that. I think it's going to stay in Japan permanently. I just don't see them releasing Dragon Quest X here, especially given the size and the scope of the game. It is a gargantuan game. But Dragon Quest Builders 2, I think, has a very good shot, considering Builders 1 sold relatively well in North America, and dare I say it, maybe even sold very well in North America. I'm not huge on building things myself within games, but playing what other people have built, and also the story in that game was fantastic. Like, it was really well done. So I'm looking forward to this one. This one's, do we have a release date? No, not yet. So this is one of these ones where it's like, do you import it? Do you not import it? I don't know. We'll see. Itatagi Street is coming back. It's been a while. We know that here as Fortune Street, and I haven't played one of these in forever. And this one is the Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy 30th Anniversary is what it's called. It's going to release on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita on October 19th. A little surprised that that's not coming to the Switch as well, considering the way Square-Enix has been sort of setting up all of their sort of Dragon Quest franchise. It's sort of been coming to both platforms, so whatever. Interesting to see the Vita still supported all the way in October 19th, 2017, when the game launches. It's kind of surprising. It's going to have some new characters, like Lightning's going to be in it from Final Fantasy 13. We also have, I can never pronounce her name. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. It's Anlucia or Anlucia. I don't know. I think it's Anlucia. which is one of the main characters in Final Fantasy, in Dragon Quest X, and there's also the main baddie from version 1 of Dragon Quest X is also going to be a character in Itatage Street. Now they're also going to have a stage or a map from Dragon Quest X, which is kind of cool. So that's that. I doubt very much that's going to come to North America, but you know what? You never know, right? You never know. There's the fact that it's being released on PlayStation 4 and on Vita. I'm not sure if they would do like a digital release for a game like that. I'm not sure. We've only received like maybe what, 1 or 2 of those games, so I really don't know what's going to happen with that one. Here's another one that I have no idea if this is ever going to make it out of Japan. Dragon Quest Rivals launches this fall for iOS and Android, and this one I've been keeping my eye on because it looks really interesting. It's essentially a Hearthstone-like game or clone. It looks good. It looks really, really good for what it is. It's going to have some Dragon Quest 10 and 11 characters, as you can see in our thing here. So Martina from Dragon Quest 11 is going to be there, Camus is going to be there, and there's also, I forget his name, from Dragon Quest 10 is also going to be there. So a lot of stuff from Dragon Quest 10 and a lot of stuff from Dragon Quest 11 you'll see slowly making their way into some of these other series and other games. The other big news was the fact that Dragon Quest Rivals is also going to be coming to PC. They've announced that they're making a PC version, so that's cool. That'll be a lot easier to play than potentially downloading the iOS or Android one, but not really. I played the other Slime game that they released on iOS, and it wasn't that challenging to get a copy. What else do we have? Oh yes, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 are going to be released digitally on the PlayStation 4 and the 3DS via the eShop and the PlayStation Network or PlayStation Store. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 are both going to hit on August 10th, and Dragon Quest 3 will be released a little bit later, probably 2 weeks later in August. Now, I don't have the prices here. I think it's actually in the image that you guys are going to see over here. But basically, Dragon Quest 1 is a little bit, it's actually extraordinarily cheap. It's only a couple of bucks. Dragon Quest 2 is just a little bit more, and then Dragon Quest 3 is substantial. I think it's twice the price of the first one, and the reason for that is a significantly more fleshed out game and experience and what have you. Again, these are most likely all going to be based on the mobile versions of the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's good. They look pretty good. Now, I have a spoiler for Dragon Quest 11, so if you want to come back in like 30 seconds, if you want to just like fast forward the video if you don't want to know, I'm not going to spoil the story or anything like that. It's just that there's something in Dragon Quest 11 that if you want to be 100% fresh, I don't want to spoil it for you. So, you've been warned. I'm going to wait 2 seconds, and I'm going to say it, and you can come right back. Okay, so again, spoiler. If you beat Dragon Quest 11 on the PlayStation 4 or on the 3DS, you can unlock Dragon Quest 1 for free. So don't go and buy Dragon Quest 1 digitally when you can get it for free. Okay, moving along. The last little bit of news I have here is actually this code for the PlayStation 4 version of Dragon Quest XI. If you enter this code right now into the Spell of Restoration, which is basically the bottom option when you boot the game, you're able to unlock a special page of the PlayStation Store to go and download Dragon Quest X. It's sort of like a part of the beta, and you can download it right now, and you can play it from August 10th to August 16th, which is pretty cool. And it sounds a heck of a lot like the PC beta that I played. So basically like the offline portion, which is no longer offline, it's going to be online only as of version 4. Was it version 4 or as of this launch? Anyways, whatever the case may be, you can go right now and try it out if you want. However, be warned, thanks to Cranberry, I know that it's not as simple, apparently, to play the PlayStation version of Dragon Quest X. She got into the beta. Lucky, man, you're lucky, Cranberry. I didn't get into nothing. I tried to get into the Switch beta and I just never got in. So she let me know that connecting to a VPN with the PlayStation version was extremely challenging because Sony, I guess, has something to check that what the VPNs are. And so, like, her IP kept getting blocked over and over and over again, and she said she just had a brutal time getting into the actual game. So be warned that if you did import a copy of Dragon Quest XI and you put in the code to play Dragon Quest X, you may have a very hard time actually playing it with the VPN that's required, and also you need a Japanese Square-Enix account. So, okay guys, with that, I think we're officially good, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'm thinking of actually creating maybe like a sub-series for Dragon Quest news. There's very few people in North America that actually cover this, so I know a lot of it might be exclusive to Japan, so I'm kind of toying with the idea. Like, do I create like a sub-series for news, or do I just let it go? Do I include Final Fantasy in this, or maybe even like Square-Enix? So any Japanese Square-Enix news do I cover? I'm not entirely sure. If I do that, it's going to be mobile heavy though, so I'm not sure what to do. Or do I just leave this as Dragon Quest? So I think that's about it, guys. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you found this informative. And of course, everything that I've just spoken about is exclusive to Japan unless I said otherwise. So basically, the only thing that's not exclusive in what I just talked about was Dragon Quest XI. Everything else, as far as we know at the time of this recording, is 100% exclusive to Japan. All right, everybody, take care, and I will see you all in the next video.